Network for this broadcast of high school sports. We encourage you to go to the games and support your area teams. We know you have a choice, and thank you for choosing us. This broadcast wouldn't be possible without the support of the sponsors you hear throughout the game. We encourage you to visit their businesses and use their service as often as possible. Be sure to tell them thanks for their support. Now, sit back and enjoy the game, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to sectional semifinal number 2 here at the Castle. This is Greg Van Meter along with Derek Decker and Noah Tobias bringing you the action tonight between your Lady Knights and the Heritage Lady Patriots. It's been a long season for the Lady Patriots. They come into this ball game 6-16 on the regular season. They drew a bye to get to this second game this evening. In the first game this evening, Bishop Luers earned a ticket to the championship game by defeating Mississinewa 65-44. They were only a 10-point favorite in that game, and Derek looked pretty good taking out Mississinewa tonight.
Yeah, Luers struggled, and they struggled for the second half, but Mississinewa's lack of schedule strength showed in that game, and that's what it'll do to you in the postseason. Luers came out and started the game on a 15-0 run and really never looked back from there.
So Luers moved on up to 14-9 on the season with those last 2 wins coming here at the Norwell sectional. And tonight, Noah, Norwell a heavy favorite against a rebuilding Heritage squad.
Yeah, Norwell, they've just had a great season this year, coming in 21-2. Only losses to Leo and Homestead, and the Leo was a buzzer beater. Norwell's schedule this year and in the past couple of years it's just been so strong. They've played so many great teams, and it's really prepared them for this postseason. Now, Tuesday when Norwell played Columbia City, they came out just looking a little slumpy, a little rusty, something. Tight.
Yeah.
But they finally got their act together there in that second half. So that looks promising. Hopefully they'll be able to come out strong in the first quarter and just have a good game tonight.
Well, I would anticipate that they come out of the locker room with a lot more energy than they did against Columbia City in that first quarter. They only scored 20 points in the first half on Tuesday evening in that second game, and then they put up 21 in the third quarter, holding Columbia City to just 4 points in that third quarter, and that was really the ball game.
Yeah, it was. And Columbia City, they shot pretty well in the first half. However, the reason that game was played the way it was simply rebounds.
Yeah. And
Norwell's defensive intensity in the first half was not really there. Came out in the third quarter, and the defense is what won that game in the third quarter for the Knights.
No doubt about it. For Heritage, they graduated a lot of talent from last year. 6 seniors gone, and 40 of the 50 points that they averaged last year, they lost through graduation as well. On the season, Heritage averaging just 37 points offensively. Norwell, on the other hand, averaging just under 63. That's where that 40-point margin of victory prediction comes from. Some of the players that you'll hear about tonight: Jessica Franke. She's a 5'7" senior, and she will most likely be running the offense. Last year on the varsity squad, she averaged 1.7 points a game and 1 assist. Also, Taylor Jackway, she averaged 2.5 points, 1.5 rebounds, and had 13 assists with 19 steals. And she's tall enough, she can play a forward spot as well. It'll be interesting to see, where she's positioned. The other thing I'd like to know is how she's related to Jack Jackway.
Right, and I think that's a misprint in the.
Yeah.
I think it's with a C.
Yeah.
I do remember her from a couple years ago as a freshman. I believe she dressed. I don't think she played a lot, but I know she dressed varsity from that sectional game a couple of years ago when the sectional was still at Belmont. But really Heritage gave Norwell a run for their money in that sectional game in what was the year Norwell advanced to the semi-state game before finally falling to Western in that one up at Warsaw. But that was a pretty incredible run that involved some unbelievable tournament finishes that year. The most memorable, of course, the Northwood game in the first game of that regional that came down to a free throw with no time left.
Probably one of the worst calls I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it went our way.
Yeah, it did. There were some pretty bad calls leading up to that moment as well, going both ways. That was unbelievable the way that season ended. And then, of course, Norwell just could not knock down a shot in the semi-state game.
But Lake and Cheney, she'll remember that for the rest of her life.
Yep.
The game at Belmont against Northwood. And of course, Northwood was pretty heavily favored in that game.
Yeah, and that was Steve Neff's last game as a coach, and he had 653 wins. Yep.
He was not a happy camper, I can promise you that. He was about 30 feet away from us.
Yeah.
And definitely was not happy. But we're in 2016 now, and that was 2014. And, you know, we were talking about the newness of the Heritage roster. They've also got a first-year coach this year, Melissa Connor, in her first head coaching job, I believe, versus the old veteran tonight in Eric Thornton. He's in his 19th year here at Norwell, and Ms. Connor has her hands full.
Yeah. Heritage with an extremely light crowd on hand this evening. Norwell with a pretty good crowd on hand again as they fill up their half, very similar to Tuesday night. It's a great atmosphere in here on Tuesday. Resulted in a close game, which we thought it was probably going to be closer than the prediction just because it was Columbia City. Right. Both teams see each other a lot in the conference, and it's a little bit of a rivalry game. But here, these two teams don't play each other in the regular season, so it's always different to see, especially playing an ACAC team, a little different kind of basketball, so we'll see what happens this evening.
Well, we are anticipating that there will be a winner of this game.
Yeah.
That will take on Bishop Lures tomorrow night. That's the only thing
That's
we
a
know
good
for
call.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I like to make my bets safe. We'll take a quick break, hear from a couple of sponsors, and be back with the balance of your pregame show after these words.
It's not always about speed. It's not always about sponsors. It's not always about glamour. It's about getting the job done right. No matter what you have to push, pull, or move, New Holland and your local dealers are ready to help you finish like a champion. New Holland.
He shoots, he scores, it's out of here. He could go all the way.
That's the reaction you'll get when you get her a gift of fine jewelry from Daniel's Jewelers in Bluffton.
Hi, this is Dan and Jane from Daniel's Jewelers, and we want you to score big. We have beautiful diamond pendants, rings, and earrings, including diamonds in motion. These pieces powered by her heartbeat are awesome.
Check out our fun jewelry. Stainless steel jewelry by SteelX, Jewel Pops by Chameleon, Angelica bracelets made from recycled metals, and our newest, convertibles by Lestage.
We offer ring sizing done on premise, and the first sizing is free when you purchase your ring from Daniel's.
Okay, guys, best of all, free gift wrapping.
Win big. See you at Daniel's Jewelers in Bluffton on State Road 1, north of Lowe's. Open Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 6, and Saturday, 9:30 to 4.
Welcome back to the Castle. We're just about set for the starting lineups. We will share those with you via public address announcer Jamie Feldheiser here in just a moment. Jamie really does a nice job with that, doesn't he?
He does.
Hey, we do want to shout out to Mickey in Uxbridge, Massachusetts. We were told to say hi.
Yeah.
Understand you're listening and watching on Wells County Voice tonight. And we hope your weather is as nice out there as it was here today, 35 and sunny.
Yeah, it's incredible how we can reach such a wide variety of an audience.
It really is. Time now for your starting lineups.
The 9 starters, number 4, Nevaeh Beasley. Number 23, Jordan Hoffman. Number 31, Harley Beckler. Number 32, Emma Piper. Number 33, Taylor Zelf. And number 52, Monica Scott. Starting for the Lady Patriots at a guard, a 5'5" junior, number 12, Rosalind Everhart. At another guard, a 5'6" senior, number 14, Jessica Franke. At another guard, a 5'8" junior, number 20, Sydney Benz. At the other guard, a 5'8" junior, number 41, Taylor Jackway. And at forward, a 5'9" senior, number 24, Sarah Klein. The head coach for Heritage is Ms. Melissa Connor. And now for the home team on the scoreboard, the Norwell Lady Knights. The nine starters are number 10, Rio Wilson. Number 14, Madison Dunn. Number 22, Courtney Beer. Number 30, Alexa Mallory. Number 40, Lindy Dial. Number 42, Sadie Mann. And number 44, Logan Rouse. Starting for Norwell, and a guard of 5'3" senior, number 34, Casey Struck. And another guard of 5'4" senior, number 12, Mackenzie Sawyer. And the other guard of 5'6" junior, number 20, Kaylee Willer. And a forward of 5'9" senior, number 32, Gwen Shelton. And at the other forward, 5'9" senior, number 24, Stephanie Conrad. The head coach for the Norwell Lady Knights is Mr. Eric.
Once again, those starters for the visitors on the scoreboard, sponsored tonight by Subway. It's Rosalind Everhart, Jessica Franke, Sydney Benz, Taylor Jackway, and Sarah Klein for head coach Melissa Connor. For your Lady Knights, the home team on the Subway scoreboard, it's Mackenzie Sawyer, Kaylee Roller, Stephanie Conrad, Quinn Shelton, and Casey Strunk for head coach Eric Thornton. Patriots in their road red tonight with white trim, actually white letters and blue trim. They are patriotic as Conrad able to control the tip. Stephanie, of course, in excess of 1,000 career points at Norwell, just the fourth player to reach that level. And the school's been around now for almost 50 years.
Right.
So 47, I think, overall. Sawyer working against Heritage's defense. Heritage appears to be in a zone as Strunk forces her way in, and that's the first basket of the ball game. Casey Strunk able to get to the rim. Good strong move there by Casey.
I talked to Coach Thornton today, and I asked him, what are you expecting out of Heritage tonight? And he said, you know what? I haven't really watched all that much film. Really haven't been too worried about it. I think if we just go out there and play our usual game with our 1-3-1 defense coming out of the gate, I think we'll do just fine. And I honestly thought that was a pretty good game plan on his part.
Heritage first 2 points scored by Rosalind Everhart before the Knights turn it over.
It has a very off-balance, awkward-looking layup. She kind of forced it in there.
A good move, though, to get around Stephanie Conrad. The Knights now in their 1-3-1 trap. Kaylee Roller running the baseline. Quinn Shelton out front, bats it away. Gathered up by Casey Strunk, able to tiptoe along the sideline and gets the assist to Quinn Shelton. That's the kind of defense Coach Thornton wants to see. Into the front court and traveling is Sarah Klein. Klein playing in the middle of the floor for Heritage tonight, listed at 5'9". She's a senior. Very young roster for Heritage. They have 2 freshmen on their roster, 2 sophomores, as Quinn Shelton again for 2. Much better start for her so far than the other night against Columbia City. 6.5 left here in the first quarter, and Heritage will retain possession.
And Norwell just looks a little more poised on offense and defense both.
Well, they should have confidence coming into this game, as from the free throw line, that was Sydney Benz. Almost banked it in. Mackenzie Sawyer working against the 2-3 zone. Good kick out to Roller. No good. Coming out of there with it is number 41, Taylor Jackway. She had some varsity time last year as a sophomore. Well, in their man-to-man on the non-scoring possessions. Boy, that could have been close to a 5-second call, as Jackway lost the handle, but it was off a Norwell Knight. Everhart will be inbounding for the Patriots. Mackenzie Sawyer guarding Benz. Benz not able to get baseline into the lane. That was Everhart. And over the back will be Rosalind Everhart. That'll be her first foul, the first on the Patriots, and the first of this ball game. So one foul on Heritage, one turnover on Norwell. Norwell with a 6-2 lead. First substitution of the game is 31, Carly Fackler. Carly's a 5'8" sophomore. She replaced Klein, I believe.
Yep.
Roller on the wing. You'll see some baseline movement from Roller. Good pass inside to Conrad with the left hand. Good. Good job of getting it high on the glass over the defense of Carly Fackler.
Nice soft touch off the glass.
It was. She missed a couple of those early on Tuesday night. She wasn't alone, though. Norwell missing 16 shots inside of 8 feet as Kaylee Roller tried to draw the charge, but she's going to be called for the blocking foul. Non-shooting foul, so Heritage will have it out under their own basket. Taylor Jackway will send it in. She's got to be related to Jack Jackway. Jack is a senior.
Jackway's not a real common name.
No, it's not. Although that side of Allen County, New Haven Heritage area, that was Jessica Franke with her first 2 points. As we're under 5 minutes now here in the first. Sawyer, who's not had many touches so far. Back and forth with Strunk. Pass. Great pass underneath. Conrad couldn't get it to go. Boy, that's a nice find by Casey Strunk. Quickly the other way. That's going to be another blocking foul on Kaylee Roller.
Yeah, that was kind of in the wrong place there.
Rosalind Everhart absorbing the contact. Kaylee will take a seat and be replaced by Courtney Beer. 4:22 left in this one. Here in the first quarter. Shelton almost comes up with another steal. It'll be out of bounds, and it'll be Norwell's ball. That'll be a turnover against Heritage. They haven't had too many turnovers yet, though.
It's 3.
Yeah. Not horrible.
No.
To this point, halfway through the first quarter. Coach Thornton giving instructions to Casey Strunk on how to battle this 2-3 zone. There's Mackenzie Sawyer way outside.
Assist Beer.
The first 3 ball for the night so far, I believe. Jackway tried to get it inside to Fackler. Quickly the other way, Strunk to Shelton. And Norwell's lead balloons up to 8 points in very short fashion.
Yeah, this team's really good at scoring quick.
Yes.
They get a lot of points off of turnovers, force the turnovers, and it's a very good team in transition.
That's a traveling call on Rosalind Everhart. Good job by Courtney Beer. Stepped in front of her, then stepped away as she saw her start to fall. And Melissa Connor's going to burn the first time out of the game. Your Knights lead by 8. We'll take a break and be back after these words from our sponsors.
Bluffton Plumbing, Heating, and Electric strives to be your total service provider. Their licensed technicians can handle all of your electrical, plumbing, heating, and cooling needs, and now offers duct cleaning. No job is too small or too large for their service professionals. From electrical repairs, water heater replacements, sewer and drain cleaning, well repair, and remodel jobs. Bluffton Plumbing, Heating, and Electric, located behind Lowe's on Commerce Drive in Bluffton, 888-824-3332. That's 824-3332.
We serve and we care. Med-Surg and ICU at Adams Memorial Hospital. Always here so you stay healthy in every way. We monitor
and we prevent.
Worthman Fitness at Adams Memorial Hospital. Our goal is for you to be healthy in every way.
Welcome back to the Castle. As we mentioned, a beautiful day in northeast Indiana today.
It really was.
35 degrees.
Yeah.
Sun was out most of the day. supposed to be close to 40 tomorrow and the day after.
Yeah, from what I understand, there is a bit of snow coming in on Monday.
Yep, I did hear that as well, but it has been an extremely mild winter.
Yeah, it has.
In this part of the country this year. Unseasonably, as Conrad's going to draw the foul on the drive. We'll see who they assign that to. It'll be on Jessica Franke, her first, team second. Norwell also with 2 team fouls to this point. 3:22 on the clock here in the first quarter. And this first quarter has seemed to have drug on a bit.
Yeah, it's a little extended. We had a full timeout as well.
Yeah, that's unusual. You don't see too many full timeouts in the first quarter. As Melissa Connor trying to get her charges to make some adjustments, as Norwell's lead now up to double digits already. Of course, they were picked by Harold to win by 40, and it is remarkable how
unbelievable
how close they are to. Oh, that's going to be a turnover as well. So another turnover on Heritage, as Madison Dunnick will check in. And Noah, I know you said you had a report that she was definitely going to be able to finish out this year.
Yeah, as long as she does not feel any pain from her right knee. She thought that she maybe tore a meniscus in her last game against Columbia City, and it was when she missed her layup really bad on a fast break. She started crying basically right away, and so it was kind of worrying to see that, but she's doing okay right now.
Well, she's shooting 2 free throws as the foul was called on Emma Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer must have come in off of the timeout.
Sure did.
As Madison will try to make it a 12-point Norwell lead. Not able to do so, but they're up by 11.
It's been pretty common. Dunnick usually goes one for two.
That's Jackway handling it now for Heritage. Working on Mackenzie Sawyer. Ooh, almost threw it away. Nice play by Franke.
Yeah, Heritage is going to have a real tough time penetrating inside the lane.
Norwell very active. That long shot not good by Franke. And quickly the other way is Mackenzie Sawyer for 2. 3-on-1 fast break. Good decision by Mackenzie to keep it there. No reason to give it up unless there was going to be a dunk, and I don't think that was going to happen.
That'd be great if we could see a dunk.
Wouldn't that be something? As inside is Carly Fackler for 2. Breaks a long stretch of non-scoring for the Patriots. That's Courtney Beer from the corner in, and now that ball was halfway down. As Dunnick working hard, almost came up with a steal in the backcourt. Now Franke looking for help, and she traveled. That was actually Everhart that traveled. Another substitution for Heritage, number 23, Jordan Hoffman in for the Lady Patriots. She's a 5'8" junior. Casey Strunk will handle it for the Knights. Under 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. Sawyer open for 3 again and buries another one. Assist Casey Strunk. And boy, she just got that in rhythm. Looked good on that shot. High arching into the front court. Franke gets it to Everhart. Everhart might have traveled, no call. Franke will launch it, and the rebound will be controlled by Courtney Beer. Up ahead to Sawyer in the corner. Sawyer thought about taking that shot. Instead, Beer will drive and be fouled. I think it's going to go on 23, Hoffman. That's her first, team's 4th, and Logan Rowles is going to check in for the Knights. This is as early as she's been into a varsity game for a while. Really did well at the JV level this season. Logan just a sophomore, 5'7", but handles it pretty well and shoots it pretty well. Stephanie Conrad on the offensive rebound. Will go to the line for the 3-point play. Good strong rebound there by Stephanie. The foul called on Sydney Benz. And we're going to have another sub for Heritage. Sarah Klein checking back in as Emma Pfeiffer takes a seat. Klein is a senior, listed at 5'9". And Stephanie Conrad, makes it a 17-point Norwell lead. Well, Norwell off to a much better start than Tuesday night. Tuesday night they scored 20 in the first half. They're going to that looked to be a good block by Logan Rouse. Instead, a foul's going to be called on Logan. Boy, she looked like she got all ball on that play. The foul was called by the outside official. The inside official did not blow his whistle. Sydney Benz will go to the line to try to cut into this Norwell lead. Good looking free throw. As Benz, 5'8" junior. You know, they've got pretty good size here in this roster.
Yeah.
Conrad coming out of there with the rebound, and she throws it away. Although, Conrad able to get it back on the hustle of Casey Strunk. Boy, that was just a great play by Casey to keep that ball alive. Logan Riles on the drive is going to be fouled. It'll be Norwell's basketball underneath. The foul on Benz, I believe.
It's her second.
Team 6, so the next one will put the Knights in the bonus. Another sub for Heritage. Taylor Jackway back in. Boy, she subs a lot, doesn't she?
Yep.
Coach Connor. Conrad off the inbound play, gets it to go. Good roll for Stephanie.
Conrad already with 9 points here in the first quarter.
36 seconds left. Into the front court, stolen away by Sawyer, but she landed on the baseline, or the sideline, excuse me. Norwell very aggressive with their defense early on tonight.
Yeah. Talk about those kind of plays where you can give either both 2 turnovers when, well, that's a turnover, or not give either one a turnover. I'm usually pretty generous, and you know I'm very generous in baseball and giving hits.
Yep.
Yeah. But I'm kind of the same way with turnovers usually. If they turn it back over, don't give a turnover.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why scorekeeping is as much an art as it is a science, because there are a lot of
especially in baseball
decisions
where you see a lot of things changed later.
That's for sure. I was watching, nice move by Madison Dunnick, couldn't get the shot to go. Conrad can't get the rebound to go, and Logan Rowell sticking with it, gets the shot up and gets fouled. Watching MLB Network the other night, and of course I didn't remember this, but 7th inning of a no-hitter by John Smoltz.
Yeah.
Routine, well, it was more than routine, but Ryan Klesko, I don't know if you remember him, dropped the fly ball in left field. They gave the guy a hit.
Wow.
Ended up costing John Smoltz a no-hitter. So that was a bit of subjective scorekeeping that didn't make a whole lot of sense. Hey, there's only 0.4 of a second left here in this quarter as Riles gets the free throw to go. That will end the first quarter. A big one for your Knights. They lead Heritage 27-8. We'll take a break and be back with second quarter action after these words.
'Twas the month after Christmas, and all through your homes were the remnants of cookies and candies and scones. You ate so much sugar it made you feel crummy, and you can't fit any more in your overstuffed tummy. Plus, you've been running on empty to get everything done, and to exercise now doesn't sound like much fun.
Could this be your post-holiday anthem? The cooking, the wrapping, the running, the sleep deprivation. You've spent the last couple of months worrying about everyone else. It's time to focus on you. With a membership to the YMCA of Greater Fort Wayne. The YMCA provides physical and social enrichment through family-friendly programs. Whether you're taking a group exercise class, learning a new language, connecting with friends, improving your health and well-being, or participating in family outings with the Y. Start the new year on a healthy, active foot for you and your family. To find out more, go to fwymca.org and request a one-day pass from any Y in Allen, Whitley, and Wells County so you can try the Y for yourself.
Well, here at the Castle, a big first quarter for the Knights. Just keep in mind their high point total for the year, 83. Back on December 30th, that was against Southside. That's a lot of points in a girls' game.
That is. Boy, actually, they could have been closer to 100 in that game.
Yeah.
With remembering that was just after Christmas.
Right. As a long three knocked down by Jessica Franke for the Patriots. That's her first long ball to drop. Yeah, and right now, of course, Norwell on a pace to score, or what is that, 108? Shelton couldn't get the short jumper to go. Up ahead to Jackway, and Jackway, it's stripped away from her. Good defense by the Lady Knights. Strunk hustling the other way. Wide open, Kaylee Roller, no good. And the rebound hauled down by Sarah Klein for the Patriots. Franke will slow things down here a little bit for Heritage. Klein looking for help, finds Hoffman, no good. And Shelton pulls down the rebound. Shelton, a good enough ball handler, she'll bring it up herself.
I like to
water and pull it out.
I like to see the Knights pushing the pace.
I do too. Strunk, nice pass inside. Conrad misses another layup.
Oh.
And it'll remain Norwell's ball. Boy, just not real confident on those shots where she's wide open. Where it's contested, she's not having any trouble.
No.
That's the second one she's missed at point blank range. Strunk will inbound for the Lady Knights. And finds Sawyer in the corner. 6:46 to go here in the second. Oh, nice move by Mackenzie Sawyer. Just kind of weaved her way through Heritage's 2-3 zone. Easy basket for the senior. That's going to be picked off by Sawyer. Up ahead to Shelton. Shelton will lay it up with the left hand and miss it. Conrad with a rebound.
Wow.
Gets blocked underneath by Jordan Hoffman. And boy, they've missed 3 point-blank shots already. And there's another steal, this time by Casey Strunk.
She'll
Strunk will lay it up and in. And the turnovers really starting to mount now for Heritage.
Yeah, there's another timeout. I've got 11 turnovers for Heritage.
As Connor will take a 30-second timeout this time. We'll take it along with Coach and be right back.
It took Subway restaurants to do flatbread sandwich great, fresh roasted until its flavor reaches the towering peaks of Mount Delicious. You may have had other flatbread, but once you sink your teeth into this appetite-busting mountain of flavor, you'll know this is the real deal. Get any of your Subway favorites on our full-flavor flatbreads and let your taste buds sink into the delicious depth of goodness. Subway of Bluffton, eat fresh with 2 locations to serve you in North Main and inside Walmart.
We'd like to thank Subway for sponsoring our scoreboard. You should be able to see their logo right on your computer screen at home. Norwell, their biggest lead of the ball game thus far, 20 points, with just over 6 minutes left here in the half. Norwell staying in that 1-3-1 trap. Franke into the front court. Almost lost it. Gets it to Jackway. Jackway will launch the shot, no good. However, on the offensive rebound, Everhart, again, no good. Out of bounds. It'll remain Heritage's basketball. Out of the timeout, Monica Scott entered for the Patriots, a 5'7" junior, wearing number 52. Everhart trying to inbound. Finally gets it into Scott. Scott being guarded by Sawyer. That's Jackway at the line. Forces up the shot, no good. And the rebound kicked around, finally controlled by Kaylee Roller. She'll head the other way. Little stop and start move on Scott. Couldn't get it to go. Conrad right there misses. Conrad again. And a jump ball. No, they're going to call a foul.
Yeah, that is a foul.
It'll
Too
be
many.
A shooting foul.
No, well, is it going to be?
I believe so.
It's 1-1.
1-1.
Oh, that's, yeah.
Okay. It's the 8th team foul, as it was called on Carly Fackler. 5:29 left here in the second. And Conrad's free throw no good. Boy, Norwell's gone very cold here in the second quarter.
Yeah, after starting out red hot.
Scored in just 4 points in a little over 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, they're still getting the job done on the defensive end, though.
They are.
That's really the important thing, especially with a 20-point lead.
Yeah, this early.
Yep.
For sure. Inbounding was Franke. That's Jackway again, this time from about 12, no good. Ball is out of bounds. It'll be Norwell's basketball. I think that was off of Carly Fackler. So Roller will inbound it to Strunk. Strunk calling out number 1, I believe, looked like. There's some other fingers going up there too. Might have been 1-4. Shelton from the corner, no good. But she gets her rebound. Boy, you like to see that.
That is excellent, as something that she's been, she kind of, she gets down the floor too quick after a shot, but it results in 2 free throws.
Good job by Shelton following her shot. She's quick enough and long enough. She can get by most people when she does that.
Yeah, that's why I like these Knights pushing the pace. Another missed free throw. That's why I like the Knights pushing the pace on offense, because I think they're quicker than a lot of teams.
Right. Courtney Beer back into the game for the Lady Knights as Mackenzie Sawyer takes a seat. Almost runs over a fan on her way to the bench. As the fan came out of about the third row. Just under 5 minutes here in the second quarter. That's Franke into the front court. Everhart tries to drive, puts it up too hard, and coming out of there with it, Conrad. Beer on the right wing. Now Roller. Roller thought about stepping up and shooting that ball. Now Strunk will reset for the Knights, directing traffic. Beer swings over to the left side now. Into the corner, that's Shelton. Shelton. Good ball movement now by the Lady Knights. Conrad thought about the 3. Instead, it's Beer. Good. Courtney Beer, nothing but net. It's a 24-point Norwell lead.
Boy, just like that, another free throw and then in a basket for Norwell.
Yeah, and frankly, it could be 30 at this point, as Norwell's missed a couple easy shots, and Fackler couldn't get that wide open bunny to go. Conrad pulling down the rebound. Beer again from the corner, short this time. The rebound will be called out of bounds off of Stephanie Conrad. Heritage will get the ball. Lindy Dial will enter for the Knights, replacing Casey Strunk.
Nice rotation, as almost everybody has seen time, with the exception of Mallory, Sadie Mann, and Brielle Wilson.
Right. Of course, they're all sophomores.
Well, Mallory's a junior, but
that's right. Mallory's a junior.
But I'm sure they'll see time at some point this evening.
Nice play there by Heritage, but Scott could not get the shot to go.
They continue to
good ball movement.
Yeah, Heritage is getting some looks underneath. They're just not being able to knock them down.
Both teams have struggled a little bit with wide open short shots.
Yeah, Heritage shooting just 25% from the field. Norwell 46.
Just under 3.5 minutes left here in the half. Dial getting her first touch. And Lindy
left
her spot.
Just the second Norwell turnover.
Just a little bit of miscommunication there by the Lady Knights, as Conrad fully expected Lindy Dial to be in that spot. Good defense there by Dial. It'll remain Heritage ball. Did a good job of squaring her feet up to the ball and went off her foot. Norwell trapping here. Off the missed shot this time. That's Franke, no good. Rebound controlled by Stephanie Conrad. She's going to be fouled.
Yeah, that was
the 10th foul on the Patriots.
3 red shirts in there against Conrad, and Conrad's still able to muscle out the rebound.
Well, you like to see that. I thought Norwell's rebounding a little soft on Tuesday night until the second half.
Right. Yeah, they really got after it in that second half.
They sure did. And even 3 minutes left here in the second, as Conrad piling up the points here in the first half. What's she up to now, Derek?
She's got 10 points.
Madison Dunnick back in for the Knights, and for the Patriots, it's Jordan Hoffman replacing Rosalind Everhart.
Already has a double-double. Conrad, 11 points and 11 rebounds.
Wow, that's impressive. A double-double in half a play.
And 5 of them have been offensive.
Very good. The Knights couldn't buy an offensive rebound Tuesday night. Of course, Columbia City, a big, strong team.
Right. Very physical.
A little bit more athletic than what we're seeing out of Heritage tonight. Sarah Klein checks back in for the Patriots. We mentioned the fact they've only got 3 seniors on that squad. Klein's one of them. Pfeiffer and Franke, the other 2. There's another steal Conrad comes out of there with it. She'll lay it up and in with the left hand.
Boy, this thing really got out of hand early.
Boy, did it, though. And it could be worse.
Yeah, Norwell's missed a lot of point-blank looks. Although Heritage has too. They've missed their share underneath.
They've missed 3 or 4 anyway.
Right. Both teams, I think, have done a pretty good job of getting open looks underneath the basket, but they've both struggled from point-blank range.
2:29 left here in the second quarter, and struggling with the basketball there was Jordan Hoffman.
Boy, that was a very light foul. It's going to go on Courtney Beer.
That'll be the first on Courtney, 4th on the team. Oh, well, just 4 fouls in this first half. They haven't had to commit any fouls.
No. And this sectional has been called relatively tight.
Yeah, it has. Much more so than what we're used to seeing.
Right.
Mackenzie Sawyer and Logan Rouse are going to check back in for the Knights as Dial and Beer take a seat. Heritage retained possession on that foul. Boy, dangerous pass, almost picked off by Sawyer. There's a long
and
three.
One.
Franke gets the shot to go. Dunick is going to be called for the foul, and Franke will try to make a rare 4-point play.
Don't see that too often.
No, you do not. I didn't see a lot of contact on that, but I really didn't follow after the shot went up.
Nice rebound by Rouse in there.
Logan Rouse listed at 5'7". She plays bigger than that.
Yeah, she's very physical and can handle the basketball well.
Yes, she does. She'll be a key component of this team after they graduate 6 seniors this year. For next season, her and Courtney Beer and Kaylee Roller.
Wow.
Mackenzie Sawyer putting on a shooting show. 3 for 3 from beyond the arc.
Yeah, she's got 13 points, matching the game high of Conrad.
Heritage still struggling to control the basketball, although a good job by Jessica Franke again to find some space.
Another foul call.
That one's on Stephanie Conrad. Her first, team 6. Quinn Shelton checks back in for Dunick. So the Knights with 4 starters on the floor plus Logan Rouse.
Franke's got 11 of Heritage 16 points.
Now 12 for Franke. Minute 38 left here in the half.
Knights more of a usual quarter, sitting around 15 points, coming out to a 60 average on a normal night.
Right. Of course, they had that big first quarter with 27, so they're on a pace in excess of 80 right now. 83, we mentioned their high water mark of the season.
Yeah, that's real close to the. Yeah, she stepped on the baseline. That's real close to the all-time high. We talked about that a little bit. I believe that was against Bluffton several years ago, and they got into the low 90s.
Yeah. Yes, you are correct on that. And, of course, Norwell doesn't even play Bluffton anymore.
No.
As that ball almost stolen away. In the backcourt is Hoffman.
Boy, she
looking
really
for help.
Really's having trouble.
Finally found Jackway, or excuse me, yeah, that was Jackway. That's thrown away, and it'll be Norwell basketball. How many turnovers do they have now, Derek?
I've got them for 13.
Yeah.
Norwell still has not made a timeout, right?
No.
No,
so
unlikely. Two of them.
Yeah, I can't see them using one unless they do it for subs.
Yeah. Conrad in the lane with the left hand, can't get it to go. That was Franke with the rebound for the Patriots. 30 seconds left here in the half.
Franke having a nice night for Heritage.
She really is. Franke, a 5'6" senior. Getting the shot up was Sarah Klein. And throwing it away is Kaylee Roller. Jackway the other way, gets it to go. 9 seconds. Roller into the front court.
Another turnover.
Picked by Hoffman. Hoffman double dribbled. So Norwell will be able to get a shot off here with 3.7 on the clock.
Yeah, Norwell turned it over a couple times there before the half.
Yeah. Roller from up top. Tries to get into the lane. The scoop shot is no good. That will end the first half. I would have liked to have seen her pull up.
Yep.
But the Knights with a big first half. They got a 23-point lead, 42-19 after 2 quarters. We'll take a break and be back with your halftime show after these words from our sponsors.
Live life to the fullest at Adams Woodcrest Villas and Apartments. Make new friends and take part in educational, inspirational, and just plain fun activities. Enjoy the best in maintenance-free independent living. Enjoy life at Adams Woodcrest Villas and Apartments in Decatur.
Pizza Hut is changing the way you think about pizza with their Flavor of Now menu. With over 2 billion combinations of new ingredients, crusts, and sauces, you can customize your pizza and take it where pizza has never gone before. But don't stress, all the old-time favorites are still available. At Pizza Hut, it's everything you've always loved about pizza and more. Order online now at pizzahut.com or download our mobile app. Pizza Hut Flavor of Now menu at your local Pizza Hut in Bluffton.
It's not always about speed. It's not always about sponsors. It's not always about glamour. It's about getting the job done right. No matter what you have to push, pull, or move, New Holland and your local dealers are ready to help you finish like a champion. New Holland.
This is your moment. Explore the University of St. Francis. Known for our quality academic options and dedicated professors who practice in their fields, you will discover the perfect program to fit your interests and goals. Hands-on experience with internships, clinicals, and co-ops makes a USF education a great value and investment into your future. Apply now at sf.edu. We are seeking applicants for $15 million in scholarships this year. This is your moment. Believe.
Welcome back to the Castle. It's halftime of the second sectional semifinal game. The winner of this will take on the Bishop Luers Knights tomorrow night right at 7:30. And Norwell definitely in charge of this one, along with Derek Decker and Noah Tobias. This is Greg Van Meter, and Derek, it's been all night so far.
Yeah, it is. They've shot really well from the field, doing a lot of things right, and I think some of that not only points to the defensive effort, forcing 14 first-half turnovers, but the fast pace is really, they're kind of outrunning Heritage right now. So we'll go ahead and get into those stats for you. Heritage, the visiting team, on the scoreboard with 19 points here in the first half. They had 10 team rebounds, 14 turnovers, 7 of 21 from the field for 33%, 3 of 6 from the three-point line for 50%, and 2 of 4 from the free throw line for 50%. Individually, Rosalind Everhart had 2 points and 2 rebounds. Jessica Franke had 12 points and a rebound. Sydney Benz had 1 point. Jordan Hoffman had a rebound. Carly Fackler had 2 points and a rebound. Emma Pfeiffer had 2 rebounds. And Taylor Jackway had 2 points, 2 rebounds. Sarah Klein had a rebound in there for Heritage. For your Norwell Knights with a team total of 42. They had 19 team rebounds, assisted on 6 of 15 field goals, turned the ball over 5 times, 15 of 31 from the field for 48%, 4 of 9 from the three-point line for 44%, and 8 of 12 from the free throw line for 67%. Individually, Mackenzie Sawyer shooting 5 of 5 from the field, 3 of 3 from the three-point line for 13 points and a rebound. Madison Dunnock had 1 point. Kaylee Roller had 2 rebounds. Courtney Beer had 3 points, an assist, and a rebound. Stephanie Conrad had 13 points, an assist, and 11 rebounds. Quinn Schultzen had 7 points and 2 rebounds. Casey Strunk had 4 points and 3 assists. And Logan Rouse had a point, assist, and 2 rebounds for a team total of 42 as your Knights lead it 42-19.
And as is typical for this team, though, a lot of balance in those statistics.
Yeah, most definitely. Really, Stephanie Conrad struggling just to make the easy layups, but as you said earlier, Greg, when she's being contested for those shots, she's really doing a good job of making those. You would think that would be flipped but it's a strange week, I guess you can say, for her. And a couple of these other lady nights, too. I think we would be up by 30, possibly 35, just if we would make our easy layups. But really, both teams aren't able to make those layups in that first half. Really, defense, both sides. For Norwell, they're doing a really good job. They're in sync with that 1-3-1. They've been doing a great job with that really all year long. And then Heritage, they're just a weaker team. There's really nothing they can do about the quickness of Mackenzie Sawyer and Kaylee Roller and Casey Strunk. So I mean, it's just a tough night for Heritage.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Coach Thornton sticks with that 1-3-1 trap in the second half. I mean, against Lures, they'll trap them, but you got to keep in mind Lures has two guards that are pretty doggone strong, in Emma Wolf and Kayla Kanapke, and so you may see more man-to-man in the second half than what we might normally see out of a Norwell team.
Yeah, that's right, and that all goes back to how Lures plays in the SAC, and those teams in the SAC play in man-to-man defense a ton. And to beat a team like that, especially a very physical team in the Lady Knights of Lures, that game was very physical, as a matter of fact. But yeah, you gotta play. I think Lures plays to the pace of Norwell too, so I would expect tomorrow to be a relatively high-scoring game because both teams like to push it a little bit. Lures does. They did on Tuesday night, especially against Belmont. But I do have a couple of scores from around the area to share with you from 6 o'clock sectional games this evening. At the East Noble sectional, Snyder defeated Carroll 56-54.
That's a nice win for them.
At the Homestead sectional, Southside defeated Huntington North 58-48.
Good win for Southside.
At the Tippecanoe Valley sectional, Tippy Valley defeated West Noble 51-28.
That doesn't surprise anybody.
At the Garrett sectional, Concordia defeated Angola 47-33. We mentioned earlier that Lures defeated Mississinawa here at the Norwell sectional 65-44. At the Hamilton Heights sectional, Tipton defeated Yorktown 49-40. But obviously, the big game that everybody's watching for this evening is the Heritage Christian Marion game, which is currently in progress. That game right now, and two teams with a combined 7 losses going at it, and likely the winner of that game is going to be the sectional winner and will eventually be the player in the regional game at 10 o'clock against the Norwell sectional winner up at Columbia City next Saturday.
Can you get a quick Harold prediction on that one? What's Harold saying about that game?
Heritage Christian by 15, and I do have a shocking...
I'll bet it's 25.
No, it's 15, I promise.
No, I mean, I'm saying...
I'm
guessing the final score will be 10 more points on
I think
margin.
the prediction was like 67-52. And the shocking score that shocks everybody in Class 3A South, Southridge held the ball and successfully defeated Princeton for the first loss in 3 years for the Tigers, 34-33.
That is a huge shock.
And it is a little bit of a shame because well, actually now the South is wide open, but Jackie Young will not be able to play in the state championship.
And I'll tell you what,
which is
every time the IHSAA messes with the brackets, moving Heritage Christian into the North on this biennium specifically so they could play Princeton in the state finals in Indianapolis.
Correct.
And look what happens.
Yeah.
Every time. That's why the IHSAA needs to fire everybody from the top on down and start all over again. But that's just my personal opinion.
Yep.
We're just about set for action here in the second half. We'll take a real quick break and be right back with it for you here on WellsCountyVoice.com.
Stuck in a state of falling behind, struggling to keep up with your kids, your finances, your insurance, your life? Then let me, Kevin Beatty in Bluffton, help you simplify and get to a better state. Because with me handling your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time to handle everything else. More money too, because adding State Farm policies can earn discounts that could add up to 40% and actually help you get ahead. Call me, Kevin Beatty in Bluffton, today and get to a better state with State Farm. 824-1928.
Well, welcome back to the Castle. We're just about set for the second half. On the floor, I'm guessing for the Knights will be the starters again. Their starters were Sawyer, Roller, Conrad, Shelton, and Strunk. Those are the five coming out of the huddle. For Heritage, it's Franke, Jackway, Everhart, Klein, and Benz, also the starters for the Patriots. They stay in that 2-3 zone. Norwell will have it to start the third quarter.
Kaylee Roller and Sarah Klein, the only two players that did not score on the first half that are on the floor right now, as Shelton pulls up from about 10 feet.
Good soft touch there by Quinn. Is that Strunk on the assist for that? I didn't catch it. I was changing to the third quarter. Nice pass inside. Benz on the dish. Couldn't get it to go.
Yep.
And a foul. That'll be on one of the Lady Knights. Might have been on Conrad. Yep. That'll be her second. Team's first of the second half. Everhard looking for help. Needs to get it in. Finally does to Jackway. And now a nice move underneath by Jackway. And Heritage scores quickly here in the third quarter as well. Strunk directing traffic as they swing it all the way around to Sawyer on the baseline. McKenzie had run all the way from the other side. Launches another three. No good on this one. That's her first miss of the night from beyond the arc. Franke bringing it in the front court. Franke had a very nice first half
for
did. Heritage. As she gets it back from Benz. They're trying to post up Sarah Klein. She kicks it out to Benz. Benz on the drive. Blocked
nice block
by Quinn Shelton. Quinn's had a number of blocks already in the postseason as Sawyer runs it out for two.
She now leads all scorers with 15 points.
She's had a great game tonight so far.
Yeah, she's been pretty active on the defensive end as well.
Taylor Jackway probably got away with a travel there. And the basketball gods made her throw it away because the traveling call was not made on her. So the way it goes, Noah.
I guess so. I'll just have to believe you.
Yeah, if the officials give you a break, the basketball gods are going to take it away 9 times out of 10. Quinn Shelton gets it back to Conrad. Kind of a tough pass. Stephanie did a good job just holding on to it. That's Strunk from the left side. No good short. However, Shelton able to keep the rebound alive, and they'll reset to Roller. Conrad way out beyond the arc. She had a couple of big threes the other night in the Columbia City game.
Yeah, she kept them in the first half.
Yes, she did. Hadn't taken one yet tonight. Roller will launch the three. That's short. And coming out of there with it is Everhart. She'll head the other way and be stripped by Sawyer. It'll remain Heritage ball. 5:44 left here in the third. Norwell, after scoring 27 points in that first quarter.
15 in the second, just 4 here early in the third.
Yep. As a long three, no good. Strunk with the rebound.
Nice box out from Casey.
That was Franke on the three attempt. Shelton, she's much more attentive to what's going on outside the arc as she makes those drives. Good ball movement. Shelton from the corner, no good. However, Casey Strunk will lay it up on the reverse. Good ball pursuit there by Casey Strunk.
Nice finish.
I love the ball movement there by Norwell.
Yeah, they got a great look from Quinn Shelton in the corner, not able to knock it down, but active from Casey. And there's a strip from Sawyer.
She'll head the other way, miss it. But Shelton there with a putback, no good. Conrad with the offensive rebound. She'll be fouled. Just not quite enough oomph on that follow by Shelton. The foul called on number 12. Rosalind Everhart picks up her third. 4:53 on the clock.
That's not particularly good from the free throw line this evening.
Shelton looked good, Conrad looked good on that one. As 32, Emma Pfeiffer back in the game for Heritage. out of one of those 3 seniors. We've not seen either one of the freshmen yet tonight for Heritage.
Probably will before the night is over.
I would guess. Norwell now up 29 with just under 5 minutes left here in the third. Franke trying to get around Sawyer. Sawyer takes it away from her.
Boy, Sawyer's had a lot of steals this evening.
She has. And it's just been a very tough night for the Heritage guard. Strunk on the miss, but follows her shot. Rebound just a little too hard for her to control. Franke into the front court. Norwell in their man-to-man. They've been pretty consistent about playing man-to-man off of misses. Jackway leaves it for Benz. Norwell's defense just very tough for Heritage to deal with. They're quick, very knowledgeable. These girls have played together for a long time.
Very good active group and good on both ends of the basketball as we've seen them score more points than a normal year. Hey, there's an and one from Sydney Benz. She'll go to the line to shoot one.
Quinn Shelton was in a position to block that shot. She just came down, and that's going to be
a foul every time.
100% of the time. And we now, one of the freshmen in. Nevia Feesby is what I'm going to say.
It's Nevea.
Nevea? Is that it?
I think so.
All right. It's not like the soap, Nivea. I think you're probably right, Derek. Nevea Feesby. She's a 5'4" freshman. We're number 4 out there. Norwell moving it around as Madison Dunnick entered, as well as Courtney Beer for the Knights. Shelton took a seat. Dunnick tried to get it in. Yeah, I think that was actually tipped by Heritage.
Yeah. Well, Dunnick appears to be moving pretty well out there. She doesn't seem to be gimping or favoring either leg.
No, she does. She's got a big brace on that right knee, but she's moving well. Benz throws it away, but it was off at Strunk. It'll remain Heritage basketball.
I heard Athletic Director Eric Morgan talking about how he was kind of happy the way things fell this year because next week we talked about maybe a little snow, and that will not impact the sectional here as it did last year. It moved the championship up to Monday.
Yeah, and, of course, the 1 week ahead.
Right.
The tournament is this year. Oh, good move by Feesby. Couldn't get the shot to go. Strunk out of there with it. Roller in the corner. Dunnick off and controlling the rebound. Casey Strunk. She's going to be fouled by Feesby. Casey just flat outran Nevea Feesby. The other freshman on the Heritage roster, number 33, Taylor Zelt.
5'9" freshman.
Yeah, still on the bench for Heritage. As Norwell doesn't play Heritage in the regular season on the girls' side, the boys do. It's always a dandy game, actually, between the boys as Strunk throws it away.
Yeah, those two teams just cannot pull away from each other. I mean, Norwell certainly had their chances, and Heritage took them to overtime in the boys' side before Norwell finally prevailed.
There was a couple of years there back in the early or late 2000s where Norwell tromped on Heritage for a couple of years. Up ahead on the steal, Madison Dunnick can't get it to go. However, she gets it back, goes out of bounds. It'll be Heritage basketball.
Greg, have you heard about the Belmont freshman?
Yeah, she is her play.
She has already been offered a scholarship from Davidson.
Yeah, I love these early offers. They mean absolutely nothing.
Yep.
Well, certainly that's travel. Although, certainly, a lot of talent shown.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. When you're a freshman, and I see this all the time, more so in baseball and some of the boys' sports, but it's slowly encroaching into the girls' sports. As roller back in there, Lindy Dial on the floor now for the Knights. It means nothing. I mean, that the school does not have to honor a verbal commitment. Roller, a long three, no good. And Lindy Dial comes out of there with the offensive rebound. I mean, you're hearing about 8th grade commitments from some basketball and football players on the boys' side. In fact, I heard about, on the girls' side, nice left hand there by Stephanie Conrad, a 7th grader in Indianapolis getting supposedly D1 offers for softball.
Wow. What?
Another steal by Kaylee Roller. Yeah, the girl is, I guess, a tremendous softball player. Another layup missed by the Knights, and a jump ball called. That'll be Norwell basketball.
No, it's Heritage.
Heritage basketball. Alexa Mallory on the floor for the first time for the Knights as Conrad takes a seat. Norwell up by 29 here, and they could be up by 50.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yep.
They're going to stay in that 1-3-1 with Madison Dunnick up top.
Yeah.
Changes the dynamic. Roller almost stole it.
Be interesting to see the lineup for the fourth quarter and see who Coach Thornton puts out there. Guessing
Logan Rouse is going to be out there.
Sadie Mann, Brielle Wilson probably going to see some time.
That's going to be a foul on one of the Lady Knights.
Right.
Alexa Mallory picks up her first.
Didn't take long.
Third.
And honestly, one of those 3 girls that were around the Heritage girl could have picked up that foul.
Yeah.
Franke will launch a long 3, no good. It's batted out of bounds, and it should be Norwell.
Wow.
Ooh, that looked like it was batted out of there by 52 Monica Scott. But it'll remain Norwell's Heritage basketball.
Franke's kind of had a couple of awkward-looking 3-pointers this evening.
I'm sorry, that wasn't Scott. That was Emma Pfeiffer, 32, that's in the game for the Patriots. Benz on the move, blocked by Roller. I'm hoping that foul's on Madison Dunnick because Roller got nothing but basketball.
Yeah, they
call it on Kaylee.
That's number 3. The problem with that play is she allowed her the baseline. Kaylee allowed her to go baseline.
And Kaylee explaining to the official, listen, I got all ball on that play as Sydney Benz able to knock down a free throw. Boy, the scoring pace has really slowed down here in the third quarter. Just 55 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, Norwell has not knocked down a 3 here in the second half.
Well, they haven't shot too many. They've missed a lot of shots inside the lane here in the second half as well. Roller, that's Dunnick. And Kaylee will set it up. And the baseline, Lindy Dial.
May see the Knights try to hold for 1 here.
Yeah, it's possible. 37 seconds on the clock. Baseline pass. Nice pass inside to Mallory. Gets it to go. Assist Lindy Dial.
Boy, you don't see that combination too often.
That is a good, strong move by Alexa. 23 seconds into the front court. That's Benz with the basketball. She is stripped by Dunnick. Dunnick will pull it out, and Beer will save it to Roller for a last shot. 9 seconds on the clock. From the left wing, Beer, no good. There for the putback, Dial, no good. And Thiesby will dribble out the balance of the quarter. Norwell up by 29 at the end of 3, 54-25. We'll take a break and be back after these words from our sponsors.
We serve
and we care.
Med-Surg and ICU at Adams Memorial Hospital. Always here so you stay healthy in every way. We monitor
and we prevent.
Worthman Fitness at Adams Memorial Hospital. Our goal is for you to be healthy in every way.
Costly misconceptions about collision repair. Brought to you by Lauren's Body Shop.
All repair shops are basically the same.
False. There are substantial differences among repair shops. Some have made large investments in equipment and training. Others have not. Always do your homework when selecting a repair facility.
In business since 1951, Lauren's Body Shop on East Dustman Road specializes in insurance collision repair, offers free estimates, and an outstanding limited lifetime warranty. Visit lawrensbodyshop.com.
Well, the Knights will have Courtney Beer, Madison Dunnick, Lindy Dial, Kaylee Roller, and Alexa Mallory on the floor to start this fourth quarter. Heritage will have Carly Fackler, Nevaeh Thiesby, Jordan Hoffman, and Sydney Benz. out there with Rosalind Everhart. Everhart, the lone starter that remains on the floor for Heritage. Kaylee Roller, the lone starter for Norwell. As Courtney Beer. Nice pass underneath to Dial. Dial tried to get it to go. Not able to hit the shot. And out of there with it is Rosalind Everhart. Everhart, although actually Sydney Benz is a starter as well for Heritage. There's the freshman Feesby, and she travels. Logan Riles is going to check in, and I think you're right, Derek. We may see this group that's on the floor right now, they may go the rest of the way with a couple of substitutions to get in, maybe Wilson and who's the other one? Wilson's the only one that hadn't been in. Oh, Sadie Mann. Oops, sorry, Derek.
Oh, you're right.
Didn't get turned on there after the commercial break.
Yeah, interesting. Kristen Spallier out of Lebanon. It's just kind of touching up on her. She is 5th in the girls' career scoring leaders, and she's playing right now. She's got 2,764 points, kind of overshadowed by Jackie Young this year, but now they're the favorite.
Coming out of the South?
Yeah.
Long cross-court pass. Dunnick. Oh, nice move. And an excellent feed from Lindy Dial to Alexa Mallory. Mallory in the right place at the right time and got the nice left-handed shot up on the backboard. I'll tell you what, I remember when she was a freshman playing JV ball, I think she went the entire season without missing a free throw.
Yeah, she's
I mean,
great
she did
free
not
shooter.
miss.
Great shooter from the line.
It was amazing. Of course, now she's on the varsity level as a junior. Has not gotten a ton of playing time this year, but Coach Thornton will be relying on her next year to play a much bigger role. There's Courtney Beer for 3, nothing but net. Courtney's knocked down a couple of those tonight now.
It's just the first three-pointer of the second half here for Norwell.
How many have they shot here in the second half?
Now, in the second half, they're 1 of 9.
That was Carly Fackler underneath for Heritage. Wow, I didn't realize they'd shot that many here in the second half.
Yeah.
Dangerous pass, and Beer loses the handle. It'll be Heritage basketball.
Norwell's 8th turnover.
Monica Scott returns for the Patriots as Jordan Hoffman takes a seat.
It's kind of nice to have a stress-free basketball game once in a while.
Boy, it is. We don't have too many of those here in Indiana, but Courtney Beer, that's going to be a foul on Sydney Benz, I would think.
Now it's on Dunnick.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Yeah, that's her second.
That's officiating to the scoreboard right there. As she just took it away from Benz.
Thought maybe that foul might have been on Beer pulling from the backside, but certainly wasn't on Dunnick.
Another turnover for Heritage. They've got a bunch of those tonight.
23.
Wow. Logan Rowles. And, of course, a lot of folks think that the Knights will, after losing 6 seniors next year, maybe a bit of a down year for the Knights. I think they're going to surprise some people next year.
I agree, especially with the JV talent that's coming up. And even beyond that, the freshmen won their last 14 games this year.
Yep. And they've got that 7th grade class.
Oh.
They got some little studettes in that 7th grade class as well.
Yeah.
They reached the championship game.
Yeah, they did.
Of the NE8.
Yeah, they fell in that championship, but great season for those 7th graders.
Yeah, I just think Coach Thornton has put together such a program that there aren't going to be too, and it may not be a 20-win season next year, but the system is so good.
Yeah.
And
they start them really young.
And in girls basketball, if you defend, if you have a system on offense, and you have a bunch of unselfish players, you are going to win a ton of basketball games. As Courtney Beer with another 3. And as evidence of that fact, Coach Thornton, in 19 years, 290 wins, and heading for his 291st.
Yeah, he's not going to quite make it to 300 no matter what this year.
Not this year.
but
he
has
really didn't
another
have
turnover.
a chance to get there this year.
No, he didn't. But certainly, probably going to eclipse that mark next year.
Yep. There's just a solid group of players in this Norwell Knights system. Courtney Beer looking for space to try to penetrate that 2-3 zone. Heritage has not come out of the 2-3 all night, which I think is probably a good thing. If they'd gone to man, it might not have worked out too well for him, as Lindy Dial was actually out of bounds when Logan Rouse passed it to her. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Another substitution for the Patriots. Sarah Klein back in there. That was funny
entertaining.
Looking. Yep. Jackway on the drive.
Kind of ran into a wall.
Yes, she did. Good job by Alexa Mallory to stay squared up. That'll be a foul on the Patriots. Just the third. They're on their team here in the second half. Norwell with just 5 team fouls called.
It's just Jackway's first.
And the starters for the Knights have been down since late in the third quarter.
Yeah. Yep, still Sadie Mann and Brielle Wilson have not seen action.
Logan Rouse on the drive, can't get it to go. Coming out of there with it is Everhart up ahead of Jackway. And look at Madison Dunnick hustle. That'll remain Heritage's basketball, but she broke up a easy layup for Heritage.
Emma Pfeiffer checking back in for Heritage, replacing Taylor Jackway.
I'm guessing Taylor Jackway's evening is over. On the drive, that was Scott. And now Everhart will take it to the rim and score. Good move off the pick by Rosalind Everhart. Courtney Beer, who's shot the ball very well from outside tonight, kind of running the point. Madison Dunnick for 3. Like, happy for her to see her knock down a big three-pointer. Remember the night at Dwenger early on in the season? 5, I believe, three-pointers for Madison in that game. That's Franke with the miss. It'll be Heritage basketball.
Actually, come to think that might have been Concordia.
Was it Concordia? I thought it was.
Well, it wasn't Dwenger because that was here.
Yeah,
okay.
I think that was
Concordia.
Concordia.
Then.
Yeah, actually, her and Conrad ran the show as Conrad. It was not.
No, it wasn't Concordia.
It was a road game.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to figure that out.
Yeah. I can tell you. It was Canterbury.
Yep.
67-42 win for the Knights.
That was a dominating win.
Yeah, it was. Now Canterbury not quite as strong.
No,
this
but
year
they beat a Leo.
past.
They beat a Leo team that beat Norwell.
Yeah.
Twice this year.
Logan Rouse, long 3, no good. Ball on the floor. It'll be a jump ball called, and it'll be Heritage basketball. 2:15 left in this one. Harrell predicted this game to be 68-28.
It's going to be close.
It's 65-29.
That's just, there's Brielle Wilson for the first time this evening.
Now Sadie Mann also is going to come in. Play the last 2 minutes and 15 seconds of this one. Alexa Mallory will take a seat. I'm glad for Alexa as well, knocking down a couple baskets in this one.
Finishes with 4 points on the evening.
Several rebounds as well. That's Scott with the basketball. A lot of new players on the floor. Great block by Brielle Wilson. And a foul on the play. Who'd they call that foul on?
That was going to be on Brielle.
Wow.
I think she did get a little bit of body on that second block.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll put Monica Scott on the line to shoot a pair of free. I didn't think she was shooting.
Yeah.
That was where I was kind of surprised that I saw the 2 fingers go up. And Scott will try to cut into Norwell's lead. It's 36 points at the moment. There's a free throw.
Eclipses the 30-point mark.
Of course, we mentioned in the pregame, Heritage only averages 37 points a game. Don't think they're going to get there tonight.
No, and part of that's just the pace. I'm sure this pace is not like that in the ACAC.
Right.
It's a little bit different pace in the NE8.
Logan Rouse gets free and draws the foul. Well, she is strong.
Yeah, she really is.
Not able to knock down the shot, but she had a couple of Patriots hanging on her.
Very physical player. Plays really hard.
Foul was called on Sarah Klein. That'll be her first. Team's fourth.
Another missed free throw.
Yeah,
1 for 3.
She tends to rush that shot just a little bit. I'd like to see her take a deep breath, maybe 3 dribbles instead of 1.
Heritage is going to clear the bench here.
There's the other freshman, Taylor Zelt. She's 5'9", and she is thin. You can tell she's a freshman. She's got that freshman energy, though, ready to go, as Rouse couldn't hit either free throw and was across the line too quick. It'll be Heritage basketball with 1:36 left. Norwell over their season average of 63 points. 65 on the board right now, according to the Subway scoreboard. That's Everhard on the drive. Nice shot over Courtney. No, that's Sadie Mann, I'm sorry. No, that's Courtney Beer out there. I didn't see Courtney come back in, did you?
She never came out.
Oh, she didn't come out. I thought she did.
Oh,
well, she'll handle it up top with a minute left. Directing traffic. That's Mann with the basketball over there on the far side.
Yeah, you're going to see this crew on the floor at points next year, save for Lindy Dial.
Yeah, Sadie Mann not on the roster that I have. She couldn't get that shot to go. Wearing number 42 out there, by the way.
Yep.
Jot her down on my list. That shot by Feasby off the side of the backboard, and Beer's going to be fouled. Who did Brielle come in for, a roller? No, she came in for Mallory. That's
yes.
Right. Yep.
Dunnick also checked out at that break.
Yes. Yep. Just 29 seconds left on the clock. I'm guessing we're not going to see another shot here. Maybe. With
Oops.
Yeah, we're going to see a shot by Heritage as Scott.
Nice
swatted by Logan Rowles. Good hustle by Logan to get down there and deny the easy layup. 16.6 on the clock. Inbound pass off of Beer, and they'll reset. Well, I could have swore she came out of the game. It's my bad eyes.
Taylor Zelt scores.
Taylor Zelt, the second freshman, able to knock one down. 8 seconds on the clock. I think Courtney will probably just hold it up top as we tick down to 3.
Well, the expected championship is going to happen. It's going to be Lures and Norwell.
This game, a 65-34 win for the Knights. They move to 22-2 now on the season. Heritage ends their campaign at 6-17. We'll take a break and be back with your post-game show after these words from our sponsors.
Live life to the fullest at Adams Woodcrest Villas and Apartments. Make new friends and take part in educational, inspirational, and just plain fun activities. Enjoy the best in maintenance-free independent living. Enjoy life at Adams Woodcrest Villas and Apartments in Decatur.
Bluffton Roofing Incorporated prides themselves on developing a long-term relationship with their customers, listening to their needs, and suggesting the proper course of action, be it preventative maintenance, repair, or replacement. Bluffton Roofing and owner James Worth are GAF certified and are certified weather stopper roofing contractors. Bluffton Roofing is fully insured, protecting you and your home. Call 824-3564 or 307-6313. Bluffton Roofing Incorporated. Quality first home improvements.
The Bowling Center in Bluffton has Friday Night Trio League for ages 4 through 19 with sign-ups going on now. This 10-week league is at 7 p.m. on Fridays for $8.25 per week for 3 games and shoes. Also on Friday, it's Friday Fun from noon to 6 p.m. Bowl for just $1 and shoe rental is only 50 cents. The Bowling Center, 1231 South Scott Street in Bluffton. Visit bowlbluffton.com.
Welcome back to the Castle. A 65-34 win for the Knights. Interestingly enough, the team that they will play tomorrow night, the Bishop Luers Knights, it's another Knights on Knights night, guys.
Again.
Both scored 65. The difference, Mississinawa scored 44 in the first game. Heritage scored 34 here in the second game, and a 31-point victory for the Knights, and no, it wasn't that close.
No, it really wasn't. Like we've been saying this entire game, Heritage, it's just a weak year for them. Last year they were pretty tough actually, but they graduated 40 of their 50 points that they averaged throughout the year, and I mean that's hard to make all those points up.
Oh, yeah.
But really, both teams did a great job tonight. You can still see a couple of things that Norwell needs to tweak going into tomorrow night's game, but it should be a very competitive game tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it will be. Of course, on Luers turf, was a week and a half ago, I guess now.
Yeah.
Norwell prevailed, but it was close all the way. Emma Wolf had a great game in that game, but Norwell came away with a 56-53 win. Now, Luers is a very tough place to play.
It is, and that
tomorrow
game was,
night, yeah, and tomorrow night, of course, Norwell will be on their home court.
Yeah, game was physical. Luers actually had a chance to win that ball game down the stretch. There was a missed layup down there, but really, once again, in the third quarter, Norwell came out and took it to them, and that's what won that game, was right there in the third quarter. But here, the Knights win by 31, and I do have a couple of stats to share with you. We'll start with the visitors in Heritage. At 18 team rebounds, turned it over 24 times from the field. They were 13 of 37 for 35%, and 3 of 8 from the three-point line for 38%. They were 5 of 9 from the free throw line for 56%. Individually, Nevaeh Feasby had 1 rebound. Rosalind Everhart had 6 points, 4 rebounds. Jessica Franke had 12 points and 3 rebounds. Sydney Benz had 5 points. Jordan Hoffman had 2 rebounds. Carly Fackler had 4 points and a rebound. Emma Pfeiffer had 2 rebounds. Taylor Zelt had 2 points. Taylor Jackway had 4 points and 2 rebounds. Sarah Klein had 1 rebound. Monica Scott had 1 point and 2 rebounds. For your Norwell Knights, who will advance to the sectional championship for the 6th year in a row, they had 33 team rebounds, 10 turnovers. From the field, they were 24 of 58 for 41%, 7 of 21 from the three-point line for 33%, and 10 of 15 from the line for 67%. Individually, Mackenzie Sawyer had 15 points and 2 rebounds. Madison Dunnick had 4 points. Kaylee Roller had 3 rebounds. Courtney Beer had 9 points, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. Stephanie Conrad had 17 points, an assist, and 13 rebounds. Alexa Mallory had 4 points. Quinn Shelton had 9 points and 3 rebounds. Casey Strunk had 6 points, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds. Lindy Dial had 2 assists and 2 rebounds. And Logan Rouse had a point, an assist, and 3 rebounds for a team total of 65 and a 65-34 31-point victory. A couple score updates. Dwenger is going to beat Canterbury, so it'll be Dwenger and Concordia in the championship.
That'll be a good one.
And Heritage Christian leads Marion 56-30 at the end of 3. So it'll be Heritage Christian probably coming out of that sectional.
Well, you would certainly think so. And one thing I did want to check on, Norwell's total rebound count tonight?
33. I had them for 33 to 18.
That's probably as big a rebounding margin as we've seen from them all year.
Most likely.
They just had great pursuit.
Right.
On the basketball.
The big thing that stands out to me is 14 offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
14 out of 33. That's a good margin.
Yep. You like to see them getting after it like that. Well, they came out right from the start tonight and just had a lot more energy and played a lot looser in that first half than what they did last night.
Yeah, I think really it was because they knew that they just needed to come out and play more tough going into tomorrow's game because they know Bishop Luers' game because of when they played them, and they know that they are a tough team and that they did struggle against Bishop Luers. So they really needed to set they really need to have some good confidence going into tomorrow's game, just to really see, what else do they really need to talk about going into that game. And I think they really learned a couple of things tonight. They got to get better on the little layups again. That's been the same for this game and their past game. But really, again, Norwell played a great game tonight.
Yeah, I thought they certainly did what they had to take out a rebuilding Heritage Patriot squad. It's going to be a whole different ball game tomorrow night. Emma Wolf, a very good basketball player, all conference in the SAC first team this year. Does not have a very conventional shot.
Nope.
But she makes them.
Yeah, and she's been impressive in this section. I know the two teams have been relatively weak, and they've been weaker opponents. However, still, she's stepping out and knocking down the shots. If she's open, she's going to knock it down.
Yeah, and she's going to shoot it. She is.
Yeah, she's going to shoot. She's not afraid to put it up.
Yeah, she knows that she is who this Lures team is counting on.
Yeah, and
to do a bulk of the scoring.
Yeah, and against Norwell, she got the bulk of her points late in that one.
Yes, she did. In fact, I can't remember too many she missed in that fourth quarter.
Right.
But, right now we're joined by head coach Eric Thornton. And, Coach, I thought the girls came out with a much better level of energy maybe tonight. And certainly they appeared to be more in sync maybe than Tuesday night.
Yeah, the focus was better.
Yeah.
Definitely. You could see that right from the beginning, and we were sharper tonight. I don't know if it was nerves or what it was.
Yeah.
I don't know. And they probably don't either, but they knew that they had to be better at it. And I thought we rebounded the ball better tonight, and just everything was sharper and more with a purpose. So that's what we needed to see.
Yeah, speaking of rebounds, a point of emphasis we wanted to bring up tonight. Norwell, we had 33-18 overall rebounding edge, and 14 of those were offensive boards.
Yeah, we were exactly the same as you on offensive rebounds and real close on the others. So you guys did
how about Derek?
And yours very well could be right. So, yeah, our kids just, we've got to be able to we can't just be a hit and get it.
Yeah.
Just like I touch you and I'm going to get the ball. We've got to be more of a seal out. We're athletic, but we're just so small compared to a lot of teams, to most teams, and we have to rebound out of our area. You've got to be able to just go want the ball, and I think that's even more important than just blocking out. So, it's a combination. It's really a choice that kids have to make every single time the ball goes up. Are you going to choose to go get the ball, or are you going to choose to watch the game? And we had too much watching the game and leaking out for outlets when we didn't even have the ball yet. So we spent a little while watching the first quarter on film, and I was ready for them, that one. And that was pretty quiet film session, mostly me doing the talking. But you know what? Our kids want to get better.
Yeah.
And while it's hard to be criticized and go through that, we needed to face that because it's unacceptable.
And it had an immediate impact in this game tonight. Quinn Shelton followed a missed three, pulls down the offensive rebound. I think Casey Strunk did.
Yeah.
Yep.
There was another one, too. Maybe it wasn't McKenzie because she didn't miss in the first half. But
might have been
Roller. All pulling down offensive rebounds off their own missed threes, and you love to see that.
Well, we have to. We just have to be that way. It's a big part of tomorrow night's game. I know we talked about it in the locker room. We have to do a great job on their two scorers,
right?
Especially Wolf. But, if we can make them take shots out of rhythm, that ball's up for grabs. And who wants it worse? And so I think tomorrow night, that's going to be a big part of tomorrow night's game. And certainly Lures is a very good offensive rebounding team, and they're tenacious. And we've got to be really good tomorrow night.
Yeah, Emma Wolf really had an outstanding game against your squad a week and a half ago. Thought you did a great job on Kayla Kanapke. Got her frustrated a little bit in some foul trouble and got her out of the game, actually, a week ago Tuesday. So, but, it's nice to be on our home floor here for the championship game. Lures is always a tough place to play, but they also know how to win.
Yeah, and I'm sure both teams, exactly, they know how to win. Our kids have learned how to win, too, over the years.
Yes, they have.
So I think both groups definitely have that. This is nothing new for either group. And I'll tell you what, I think both groups are saying, well, we could play better than we did in the earlier matchup, a week and a half ago. And I know we're saying that there are things that we learned in that game, and I'm sure, they're talking about the same types of things. So tomorrow night's going to be a great sectional championship matchup, and we're excited to be there. And our kids, we've got a lot of work to do, but our kids, we've got great leadership on this team. They'll take care of themselves tonight and get themselves ready for tomorrow.
Should be a lot of fun. We'll have it here on Wells County Voice at 7:30. And, Coach, we want to wish you the best of luck going for another sectional championship tomorrow night against Lures. I know you got some other media waiting on you here, too. So thanks for sharing time with us up front.
You. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate
see you
it.
tomorrow.
All right. Head coach Eric Thornton taking some time with us here in the press area in the southwest corner of the castle.
And you know what? He wasn't all that sweaty tonight. I think it's because he wasn't yelling all that much.
He was not. He was in his seat.
It was a 31-point game.
Yeah,
you don't sweat a whole lot in a 31-point game.
So that's a plus for me.
That is.
It is.
It is. And so you'll probably be right on with your New Holland Tri-County Player of the Game nomination tonight.
You know
I'm
what?
You.
You would think that, but I have absolutely no idea who I would pick.
Derek, it may be in your hands.
I've got Mackenzie Sawyer.
I thought she played a great game.
Yeah, and
that would have been my
hard
choice.
to argue with her percentage from the field. She missed just the 1-3 in the second half. She was 6 of 8 total from the field, 3 of 4 from the 3-point line, and 3 of 4 inside as well. Took it to the hole a couple times. Came out with 15 points and 2 rebounds, and not to take anything away from Conrad, of course, 17 points and 13 rebounds. But Mackenzie Sawyer, if you guys are on board with that.
Absolutely. And you're right. I mean, you got to give Stephanie a lot of credit with a double-double in the first half.
Yeah.
11 and 11, I think, in the first half, if not more rebounds than that. Because she didn't play much in the second half. None of the starters did. But Mackenzie, boy, really kind of set the tone for the Knights tonight.
Yeah. How many points did Courtney Beer have? Because I know
9.
that she shot 3 good three-pointers.
Yep.
And I believe that they were all 3 nothing but net. They were all really good looks. But, yeah, Mackenzie, you know what? She did do a good job. She's just so quick.
Yeah.
I mean, her and Casey Strunk both are so quick on the 1-3-1, and they have no problem on those long passes of switching over to the other side. That 1-3-1 just helps this Norwell team out so much.
Yeah, it gets them going.
And it just explodes their strengths and weaknesses. Well, really, their strengths as a team.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I totally agree about Mackenzie Sawyer.
Did you have a steal count for her tonight?
Can't keep track.
Yeah,
well, actually, I probably
tough.
could, but
yeah,
I choose
tough.
not to.
Yeah, she had at least a handful of steals.
Oh,
tonight
yeah.
as well.
Yeah, you might have been able to count them on both hands.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
very possible.
Yep.
So a great game for Mackenzie tonight. She's your New Holland Tri-County Player of the Game. Well, we're ready to wrap things up here from the Castle tonight. If you can't come out to the gym at 7:30 tomorrow night, join us online. We'll be bringing the action here from the Castle. Norwell takes on Bishop Lures for a sectional championship tomorrow night at 7:30. Once again, your final in the second semifinal, Norwell 65, Bishop Lures 34. For Derek Decker and Noah Tobias, this is Greg Van Meter saying so long, everybody.
We hope you enjoyed this high school sports broadcast on the Voice Sports Network. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
The preceding production is property of Voice Enterprises, and all rights are reserved worldwide. Thank you for listening to this production of Voice Enterprises, taking media in a new direction.